So with Assassin's Creed Shadows coming out in 1 week, I have had some information passed along to me that is hot off the press and I have not seen. And it's all in Japanese. So I don't know if we're going to watch the whole thing. I don't know if it's terrible or not. The interview video by Mr. Nagasaki Takashi, a Hyogo Prefectural Assembly member with the late Itatehyozu Shrine and Uzura Shrine, is reposted with English subs. So I don't even know what this is, but I was tagged in it and told about it. And we have an official statement from apparently the Japanese shrine or the assembly members for Hyogo Prefectural Assembly. To be honest with you, I have no idea what the hell that is. But we're gonna watch it because it sounds legit, okay? We'll go with that.
皆さんこんにちは。兵庫県議会議員永瀬武です。今日は私たち
Today I will tell
日
you
本人の心が踏みにじら
about
れ
our
ているとい
Japanese
うお
hearts
話を
are
させて
hurt
いただきます。フランスの
by a French game maker called
Ubisoft
Ubisoft.
というゲームメーカーが作ったアサシンクリード
Do you know a game called Assassin's Creed
ご
Shadows?
存知でしょうか。この主人公はですね、
Most serious problem is Yasuke, the hero of the game. Suddenly, the priests of him, yeah, he's talking really fast. Suddenly, the priests of him, suddenly the priests of the shrine, although they have nothing to him. Oh, okay. Samurai never hurt unarmed people. This is the most important fact. Yasuke shoots arrows into the shrine with no purpose. It is arrogant and outrageous. Most Japanese cannot bear it. And here's the thing. So I'm going to give you my take on this real quick, my hot take, hot off the press. I don't care. I don't. As a gamer, I want my games to be able to be free and do whatever the fuck I want with it because it's a video game. But, and this is a big but, if we're talking about feudal Japan and Japanese people are indeed taking issues with it, I do not want to disrespect their culture. And if that is a big deal to them, then I will respect that. I think that's the right thing to do. Japanese history goes back a very long time. And if they take issue with especially a company like Ubisoft that has clearly shown that they don't give a shit about anything or anyone along the way, and they just want to sell woke slop to people, then yep, I am Team Japan all day with this all the way, even though it does mean censorship in a game in a way. But I want to make sure I understand or that I explain so people understand my mentality with this to be absolutely clear, because there's a lot of nuance to my take. It's not Smash wants it to be censored now. He wants them to listen to Japan. It's like, no. I already can hear the people saying that. It's like, no. I want to be respectful to the people that are taking offense to this in Japan specifically. Does that mean I want to be respectful to everyone who takes offense to anything? Nope. But I will take a stand with Japan. I will pick and choose who I take a stand with, depending on their history and what they stand for. One of the historical buildings in the game is Itatehyozu Shrine, the principal shrine of the Harima area. Himeji City in Hyogo Prefecture. Which, by the way, every time I see this kind of stuff, speaking of bucket lists, I can't wait to go to Japan someday. I love the history of Japan. I love the style, the architecture. I've always been drawn to it. Ever since a kid, like loving the Nintendo stuff growing up and reading Nintendo Powers with the pictures of stuff in Japan and Kyoto, I was always wanting to go visit there. So, again, that kind of plays into me. Ubisoft better not be disrespecting Japan.
氷津神社の、拝殿本殿がですね、実際これ主人公が活躍する舞台として描かれています。土足で
Yasuke enters the shrine with filthy shoes, draws his sword. Oh, that's another thing, by the way. If Ubisoft wanted to do it right, when he entered a shrine, they could have had a quick time cutscene to pay respect. He is a samurai, by the way. And what a samurai would do would be to take their sandals or shoes off or whatever the hell they were wearing as a sign of respect to the shrine that they walk into. If, Ubisoft actually hired consultants that actually understood Japan instead of just their buddies, their woke tards that are just saying, yeah, just believe what we say because it doesn't matter because no one's going to question us because we're the authority. No, you're not.
上がり込んで抜刀し、
Yasuke enters with filthy shoes, draws his sword. Its shape is far from a Japanese katana. Yikes! They're even calling out the sword doesn't look like a katana, and violently destroys the sacred mirror.
まあ狼藉の限りを尽くしてですね、鏡を破壊したり、もうすごい。
These things are beyond outrageous. He is insane. We cannot believe our eyes. This is an insult to our Japanese gods. So here's the thing, because again, with in mind, it is a video game. The problem that I have with Assassin's Creed Shadows is they're trying to parallel feudal Japan and be serious about it, which they've been quoted multiple times doing that. So if you're going to do that, you need to do that. If you're just going to be a bullshit, fun, stupid game that makes no sense and just play a game for the fun of it and beat the shit out of random people in Japan because it's stupid and funny, play Yasuke Simulator. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It doesn't pretend like it's something serious. It's a video game, and you know that it's just for fun at the end of the day. It's not trying to pay respects to feudal Japan. It's all about the marketing and presentation of what the game is supposed to mean to the gamer itself, in my opinion. And if Ubisoft is going to say this is based on historical fiction or whatever, after they said they're basing it on Japanese history, and then they clarified later and said it's historical fiction, either way, you're still saying historical. So you better pay respects. Even if it's fiction, you said historical feudal Japan, pay your respects to it. There is no, oh, well, we're going to take our liberties and do whatever the hell we want with it, because it's still feudal Japan and you're trying to basically take a shit on what Japan was. I do think it's funny. I just noticed in the frame, there's just on the right side, there's just a horse's ass cut off on the frame, which is just clearly unintentional, but funny as hell. Anyways.
我々からしたら信じられないような光景が展開されるんですね。これは
It is not. It is okay because it is just a game. Absolutely not.
遊びだから許していいのでしょ
Again, I blame Ubisoft for this. Because they're the ones that were trying to market it as historically accurate shit. And then when they start getting called out, they're like, "Oh, no, it's historical fiction. We mean it's our own story. It's not actual real."
うか。ゲームだからいいのでしょうか。やはり
Batman says, this guy is making me defend Ubisoft and I hate him for it. That's fair. I'm Batman. I think this is a very nuanced conversation, and I love conversations like this because I'm not saying I'm right and you're wrong. I'm simply giving my opinion, and I love to hear the other side of it. I really do. If you feel uncomfortable, if you can't forgive it,
主張なき権利というものはたまごとです。不快感があるのならば、許せないのならば、そのことはしっかりと
you need to tell them. I think that's fair.
これからたくさんの外国の人とお付き合いをして、インバウンドの観光客を増やすんだ。これから
Currently, visitors to Japan have increased, and we welcome them.
たくさんの外国の人とお付き合いをして、
Please respect our culture. Yeah, don't Logan Paul this and go to a suicide forest and film it. But a lack of understanding about our culture causes tourism pollution, which is fair. I totally get where he's coming from.
インバウンドの観光客を増やすんだ。いいことばっかりではありません。こういう
The ignorant depictions in the game show a strong lack of understanding.
ということはダメなんだということを、やっぱり国も
After all, both the national and local
我
council,
々地方議員も、そして何よりも
and
国
above
会議員
all,
たちは
members of
言っていく
Congress
必要がある
need to
し、
say,
これは
isn't this the responsibility of the Liberal Democratic Party as a matter of pride? Well, I mean, here's the thing. I'm Batman when it comes to this. Ubisoft should be allowed to do it. They should be allowed to make this game, and it should not stop being sold. I think it's important for people to understand what Ubisoft has done, educate them on it, and let them make a decision to purchase it or not based off that information, and let the free market decide. But I don't want to take the ability of Ubisoft away to sell this game. You know what I mean? It's a very disrespectful game. But then again, I want to be careful with that because that's what a lot of politicians were saying when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out. And I'm like, no, we're not going to do that with this. It's a video game at the end of the day. I get that. It's extremely disrespectful to feudal Japan and Japanese history and lore. I get that. But educate people, let them know, and just boycott it. If it's really that bad, boycott it. Be like, fuck them. We're not participating in this. Take your slop somewhere else.
自民党の責任、保守政党、自民党としての矜持がここにあるのではないでしょうか。今日はそんな
With that in mind, I would like to share this video today.
思いで、この動画を
Again, I have not seen this, so I have no idea what we're about to get
お
into.
伝えしたいと思います。今日は実際に
Today, I also visited
立
Itatehyozu Shrine and head of the Hyogo Prefectural Shinto Political Federation. I have also heard from Guji Sawada, who is the head of Yuzura Shrine. Please listen to their voice and opinions. Thank you for your support. Man, Japan's taking this pretty seriously. For Ubisoft acting like Japan isn't, it sure as hell sounds like Japan's taking this pretty seriously. So today I've been visiting Itatehyozu Shrine, Harimakuni Sohsha Shrine in Himeji City, Hyogo Prefecture, where several gods are enshrined.
伊達氷津神社に、寄させていただいております。今日
Thank you for making time for me in your busy schedule today. Kazutoshi Nishimoto, the chief priest of this shrine.
もうお忙しいところありがとうございます。宮司の、西本和俊様です。どうもわざわざ。
Thank you for coming today, and we're really sorry for causing you concern. Look at how fucking respectful they are to each other.
心配をおかけして。とんでもないです。
It's no problem at all. My
早
apologies.
速本
Get
題
straight to the
に
point
入るん
now.
ですが、この朝
I would like to hear your honest opinions and views on the game Assassin's Creed Shadows, made by Ubisoft in France, which uses this shrine as the background. Guys, we're about to get actual feedback from actual Japanese, despite what Ubisoft claims otherwise of, oh no, Japan's loving this game. They're excited about it. Let's see. Is that true?
というこのフランスで作られた映画、ここを舞台にされているということで、もうすでに
It has already become a hot topic of discussion.
大きなちょっとこう、話題になりつつあるんですけれども、宮司さんの今の率直なお考え、思いをですね、ちょっとお聞かせいただきたいなと思います。そうですね。
Well, first of all, honestly speaking,
ありていに言えば、日本文
since Shinto shrines are places that represent the essence of Japanese culture, it's a shame that images of shrines being treated roughly are being spread online.
根底にあるような、
I mean, for that one, I'd say, welcome to the internet, my guy. I don't know what to tell you about that one.
場所ですから、その場所をですね、ないがしろにするというような画像が流れている、また、出てくるということは残念であるということがまず一つ。それとそれに対して
Meanwhile, there are many people who visit this shrine every day.
お参りに見える方もあります。そういう方たち
If
が
they saw those
もし
images,
お仮
they
に
would be
その
distraught
画
and
像
feel
を
really sad. I would also feel the same way if I saw those images. All right, see, I'm having a hard time resonating with this one because I'm like, bro, turn off the computer if it's really making you feel that bad. Like, log off and go spend some time in nature in Japan. Like, I don't know how these images are making you feel distraught. That sounds like a gaming journalist take. Like, what are we doing?
見たときに心を乱して、また悲しい。
Like, my greater point is, like, I understand if Ubisoft is going to one for one recreate one of the shrines and it's a religious house of worship or whatever they do, that Ubisoft would follow in accordance of what Japan expects when you enter those as a samurai. Yes, I get it's a video game, but if the game is trying to be authentic to the time, why would they not do that? Unless they're just going overboard to be disrespectful. That's where I'm drawing the line. Like, other stuff like images being shared online, like, I don't know. That we're going a little too far with that stuff.
思いになられるということを考えてみると、
Yeah, true, Sergeant
耐えられ
Sapien.
ない。
Understand them having to deal with visitors with terrible understanding of the culture. True, but again, you can't fight against the internet. I don't know how many times you have to teach this lesson. And it's the Streisand effect. You start complaining, oh, these images make us feel distraught. Guess what the internet's going to start doing with those images? We already know. Like, the internet, it feeds off of that stuff. So when I hear this, I'm just like, I'm shaking my head. I'm like, ugh.
という思いは持ってます。
まあ、そういう、
Well,
もう
we should take your honest anger and feelings very seriously.
率直なですね、お怒りというか、思いというものは、私たちちゃん
See, I
と
thought this was going to be more focusing about the game itself, recreating the structures and then not following the protocol, which I am agreeing with Japan on that. Like, I'll agree with that one. But there's a gray area, there's nuance. At the end of the day, it's a video game. TM Togdala says, tell them to stop wailing and I'll maybe give a shit.
受け止めてですね、国へも伝えないといけないし、
And we must convey, this kind of reminds me of American politics here.
ちゃんと受け止めてです
Let's
ね、
click right there.
国へ
And we must convey them to the Japanese
も
government.
伝えないといけないし、国を
I wish the people all over the world who watch this video would understand.
通じて世界へも、またこの動画を見るさまざまな人にも分かってもらいたいなというふうに思ってるんですけども、これから
I hope that the Itatehyozu Shrine will keep being loved by everyone. However, so this incident isn't spread in a strange way,
変わらずに、この伊達氷津神社、皆様に愛されながらこれからも続いていくわけですが、今回のことが変な形でこう広がらないように、やっぱりその
we need to clearly confront the people or company who behaved rudely and ignorantly while pretending to understand Japan about something rude out of
ああいう、日本のことを分かったような、分かってないような、興味本位で、無礼なことをしたものについては、やっぱりはっきりとね、私たちが言っていく必要がありますよ。
Valhalla had burning churches, says Toby Moss. True, gotcha. But I would say this might be different because you play as a quote unquote Ubisoft words, definitely not mine. You play as a samurai, where a samurai would not do these things that he's able to do. So it's a very weird situation because, yes, on one hand, it's a video game. But the problem is, and Ubisoft kind of handcuffed themselves because it's a video game, but they're like, but it's based on Japanese history and the true history of Japan and feudal Japan, as Yasuke was a samurai, thanks to Thomas Lockley telling us all this fake information. So it's, again, Ubisoft's fault for putting themselves in this position. If they never said any of this stuff and they were just like, yeah, it's just a fun video game like GTA, nobody would give a shit. They'd be like, oh, that's fucked, but whatever. Like, it's a game. But it's when you say, oh, it's based in the reality of Japanese lore and feudal Japan history, that's where you get a problem.
そうですね。
はい。
Tiger King says, wait, Yasuke is not a samurai? Oh, Tiger King.
これはね、神社の関係者
I think so. I don't think this just because I am connected with the
としてだ
shrines,
け思いじゃなしに、
but more importantly, I would like to say as a Japanese that Japanese Shinto shrines are part of the backbone
日
of
本
the
人はとても
Japanese
です
people.
ね、日本人のバックボーン
Ubisoft becoming the Johnny Somali of
と
game companies, Revolve Cry.
いうふうに僕は考えます。
Normally, such things would be considered slander, and we would say, you're rude. However, there are sacred places and buildings in the world that should not be touched. I mean, now we're getting into like the socio-political, psychological aspect of life. Damn, video games just kind of break new ground, don't they?
それをですね、傷つけたり、まあ、さっき先生おっしゃったように無礼という話になりますが、
And I will say, like, this talk will come, this talk will go. I don't think anything's going to happen to Shadows. It's going to come out, and nothing's going to be different. People in Japan will either buy it or not buy it. The government's not going to stop it. But long term, Ubisoft's reputation is destroyed. Thankfully, for Ubisoft's sake, they don't have to worry about long term.
手をつけてはいけない部分というものに手をつけたり、触ったり、乗り越えたり、またそれを
So I want the people to stop disrespecting them, messing with them, or even worse, trampling them underfoot.
ひどいことに、土足で、踏みにじるというような形というのは、これはやはりやめてもらいたいというふうに考えますね。
Exactly. I think we must, from our opinion, based upon what you said regarding the perspective of the Japanese people. I mean, I'll be honest, this conversation sounds like these guys are really reaching. It almost feels like they're reaching for almost some kind of notoriety. It kind of feels like that because they're not even talking about anything specifically about the game. They're just saying, yeah, this stuff shouldn't happen. And I'm like, well, I'm not sure they even know what the game does. It almost feels like this, they're just looking at this as an opportunity to talk shit about the game. And I'm here for it if that's what they're doing, but I don't think they really understand even what the game is. Just being honest. But at the same time, clearly the shrines are very important to them.
今日この
I'm glad to hear your honest opinions
率直
today.
な思いをですね、伺いましたので、私はこの
So I woed like to properly spread this message from Hyogo Prefecture to the entire nation as the member of Prefectural Assembly of Hyogo.
兵庫県議会議員として、兵庫県からですね、しっかりと国の方へも、伝えていきたいと思いますし、また、
And also, I will keep watching the course of this
ご支援
incident.
をいただきたいと思います。今日お忙しいところ
Thank you
お話を聞かせて
for the deeply valuable information
あり
today.
ました。
皆様もぜひですね、
I feel so sad to introduce this shrine on such an occasion, though. This is simply a beautiful shrine.
こんな形でですね、ご案内するのは大変寂しいことですが、とっても素敵な神社、たくさん
I've recognized that there are a lot of Japanese lanterns. I would like to know what they represent. Oh, shit.
が今上がってたのあれはどういう形？
あれはね、
Those lanterns represent that the shrine is supported by the local community for greeting the new year safely.
正月を迎えるのに地域の協賛を得てる。
なるほど。
ということが一つ。それから
It makes us feel sad to take them down right after the new year, so we usually hang them up until the end of the season of warding off evils.
まあ、お正月だけであれを外すのはもったいないので、厄除けが終わるぐらいまで釣っておこうかということで釣ってやります。
とってもね、この
I think they are stunning against the winter sky.
思わせてもらいました。はい、皆さんぜひですね
Please come to visit Itatehyozu Shrine. It's quite close to Himeji Castle.
奏者、伊達兵津神社お参りいただきたいと思います。今日はどうもありがとうござい
Thank
まし
you
た。
very much for today.
ゆずるはじ
I'm visiting Yuzuru Shrine today. This is Sawada Masayasu, the director of the
神
shrine.
社にお邪魔をさせていただいております。ゆずるは神社の沢田宮司、いつもお世話になっております。
Glad to
ありがとうございます。
よろしくお願いします。
佐田口はこの兵庫県の
This is Sawada, the headquarter of the Hyogo Prefecture Shinto
今
Association.
回の
I'd like to ask your opinion on the issue. All right, so this is good. So he's getting multiple opinions from people that basically are running the shrines.
このゲーム、これが
We got feet on the ground reporting in Japan here, guys. This is good stuff. That came to light when the French video game Assassin's Creed, I like how he says French, the French video game. Let's be sure we know who's making this.
姫路奏者さん、
Assassin's Creed
ハリマ奏者
Shadows
さんの、本殿を破壊するというような、映像があってことで、
Depicts a scene in which the main shrine of Harimakuni Sohsha Shrine is destroyed by the main character
基本的に
of
今問題が表面化しているん
this
ですが、
game
どこ
soft,
までいらっしゃるでしょ
I
うか。
mean, of Ubisoft.
基本
I suppose that mainly European people, white people, and Asian people from other regions
の白人と、他の、東洋人とかそういうところを、若干心の中で、差別しているというか、要するに、
unconsciously discriminate against other races in their minds, or they generally do not respect the religions and cultural customs of other
それ
places.
がちょっと表面に現れて、
Perhaps their bad habits have begun to show.
英語で言ってるけども、心の底で
So sometimes I think they say good things superficially, but deep down, I've come to think more like there might be some kind of racism.
ちょっとそういうふうな差別があるんかなというのは思いましたね。
こういう時自民党し
The
か
Liberal Democratic Party must respond firmly to such this issues more than ever.
ただただね、
But it's hard to imagine how intentionally they do that.
どこまでその向こうが意図があってやってるのか、
はい
意図がなくても結果
I'd like them to make it clear about what they did, even if their intentions were not bad. See, this guy, I can relate to this guy. He doesn't sound like he's doing this for attention. He's like, hey, I just want Ubisoft to know that what they did is pretty fucked up. That's all I want to get across here. I'm not trying to ban the game for sale. I'm not trying to have people boycott it. I just want the company to know that what they did was really disrespectful to us.
結果的に、こんなことになってるというところはちょっときちっとしていただきたいなと思いますね。
そうですね。
Exactly.
しっかりと議論
The Liberal Democratic Party of Hyogo Prefecture,
兵庫県の自民党もしっかり、国もしっかりですね。
and also the Japanese government would like to keep insisting that no means no, disagreeable means
ダ
disagreeable.
メなものはダメ、不快なものは不快としっかり表明してですね、やっていきたいと思います。はい。ちょっと今日は
Today, I visited Mr. Sawada, chief priest of the shrine, because I wanted to share his voice with everyone through this video.
ぜひ動画に反映したかったので、お話をもらいました。ありがとうございます。大変素敵な。
娘のやつが40年以上前
How pretty those Japanese dolls are. Those were purchased for my daughter over 40 years ago.
ですけどね。せっかくですから、年に1遍ぐらいは飾ってあげないと。
I have to decorate it at least once a year. The cherry blossom seasons, oh, like Ubisoft knows anything about the seasons of cherry blossoms, is coming soon to Yuzura Shrine, Mikej. We would like you to come to visit here as it is really beautiful. Man, they're making me want to move to Japan, guys. This is why I can't move, but I would love to visit. They're making me want to move there, though. It sounds so incredible.
これからね、桜の季節をもうすぐ来ますもんね。美しいので、ぜひ皆様もお参りに来ていただきたいと思い
He's
ます。
inviting us over.
今日
Yeah.
はゆずるは
I visited the headquarters of Hyogo Prefecture of the Shinto Association of Spiritual Leadership today. Thank you.
神社の沢田宮司。沢田宮司は神道政治連盟の兵庫
Tiger King says, I told you it's an
お
ad.
話を伺いました。どうもありがと
I
うござ
mean,
います。
it does kind of feel like it's like a travel promotion for Japan in a weird roundabout way. But yeah, that's it. That's it. So this is the translation. Game software made by French manufacturer Ubisoft. A fictional story in which Yasuke and others who actually served as Oda Nobunaga's personal servants. But they don't even call him a samurai here. That's hysterical. That they don't even believe he's a samurai. Fight the enemy warriors. The Harimakuni Sohsha, God, I can't say any of that, shrine is truly recreated in CG and appears in the story. Game is scheduled for release. Pre-release footage includes Yasuke slashing at a passing Shinto priest, running the hall of worship to the main shrine with his feet in the dirt and destroying facilities. So it is interesting. I like to see what the Japanese say about this. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to stream the video. Thanks for your efforts in creating an English version. I think it has become easier to catch the attention of overseas YouTubers. Hey, that's me. Hey, who are critical of the issue. Ubisoft will probably ignore it, but it's important to continue to advocate for overseas gamers. I think streaming with English subtitles is great. I think it's important to widely communicate our thoughts. Listen to this. This is Japanese people are saying we need to get the word out because it's been so limited. Shout out to you, Anime Mania. Good to see you, man. Thank you for creating this video. I believe that this action has great meaning precisely because I'm a member of the Diet. I mean, wow. If that's the truth. Damn. What do they say here? Thank you for your comment. We are currently preparing the next effective step. Whoa. What is the next effective step to the Japanese Diet? Because yikes. I really don't want tourists visiting Japan to cause trouble at shrines or temples. I don't want to take this opportunity to do anything that tramples on religion and the feelings that the Japanese people hold dear, and I must not allow that to happen. I want people all over the world to recognize this. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your honest opinion. When I try to express my intention to protest both domestically and internationally, I tend to want to use difficult words, but I was reminded that this is only honest words like this that get the message across. We'll do one more. It is important for politicians to look at things from a broader perspective and translate them into their actual roles. Furthermore, as the party responsible for the ruling party, the responsibility of local assembly members is important. As a local lawmaker, I would like to make recommendations to the country about issues that I feel close to home. At the same time, disseminate them to the world. Therefore, I appreciate that you view and distribute things from various perspectives. Furthermore, I would ask that you fully demonstrate your role as a prefectural assembly member and do your best for the people of the prefecture. The Hyogo prefectural government is still in turmoil, but please do not forget to pursue issues such as the parade funding scandal, the expo, the IR concessions. Well, if the government changes, it will be a quick story. Please also convey my regards to Representative Okatani. Sounds like there's a lot of shit going on over in Japan right now. Thanks for your comment. It was very encouraging. I'll do my best to convey this information. How respectful these people are. Damn. Yeah, I think there's a lot of very important people in here. This is not a no-name channel. It's got almost 20,000 subscribers in Japan. And this guy is a part of the, what do you call it again? The prefecture? I think I had it here. A Hyogo prefectural assembly member. Hold on a second. The Hyogo Prefectural Assembly is a prefectural parliament of the Hyogo Prefecture. The assembly's 87 members are elected every 4 years in 40 districts. So it's the local Japanese government for it. So this guy was part of the Japanese government. 9 of the electoral districts correspond to the wards of Kobe City, and the remaining 31 districts are made of cities and districts, towns, and villages of the prefecture. The electoral district that represents the city Himeji is the largest. The assembly is responsible for acting as a balance against Governor Hyogo Prefecture, who is responsible for the administration of the prefecture. This role includes enacting and amending prefectural ordinances, approving the budget, and checking the administration. So it's basically, it sounds like a branch of the Japanese diet or underneath the Japanese diet. I don't know. The funny thing about Shadows is it's making me learn so much about Japan structure, so socially, I never even knew about. So I'm looking for the positives in this situation, and man, Japan's pretty pissed. Now you can look at this from two different angles. You could say, oh, they're politicians trying to use this to push an agenda, which is what they do in America on stuff, and it's quite possible that's what's happening here. But also, when I heard, especially the second guy they interviewed, he sounded really authentic and that he cared about it, and they didn't want to see stuff like that being promoted. And I get it. Like I did just on a human level, I totally get it. So it's a very nuanced issue. It's a video game, and at its heart, I feel like these people should stay the fuck away from it. But I do blame Ubisoft for introducing a situation where they can creep in. That's the ultimate frustration that I have with it. And once they start creeping in, I got to start listening to them, because I'm like, yep, I'm not Japanese. I don't live there. I don't know what their rituals are and what is sacred to them. And I don't want to be promoting shit that's going to be trampling something that they hold very near and dear to them. Like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyways, I'll leave that one